for joining us today for this Lawline CLE presentation entitled You're Going to Need a Bigger Boat, Risk Mitigation Strategies in IP Transactions. My name is Hakun Wong. If you don't know me, Hakun rhymes with raccoon with an H, so now you know whether you wanted to or not. I've been practicing intellectual property law in both litigation and transactions for over 25 years, which does make me feel a little bit old since I'm working with some associates now who don't even know what the Matrix is and only know Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Just criminal. That being said, since I've worked in both litigation and transactions, I not only know a bit about how best to mitigate risk in IP transactions, but I also know how bad it can be if you end up in litigation. So I understand that it's best to take steps now to avoid problems later. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure. Or if you're from a country with a metric system, then 28.349 grams of prevention is worth more than 0.545 kilograms of cure. Doesn't sound as good, but since I respect all you metric system folks, there you go. All right, so I called this program You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat, in part because it's the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws. You might recall that Chief Martin Brody, played by Roy Scheider, says you're going to need a bigger boat when he first sees the full size of Jaws, seen here on the screen. And since then, that line has been used by many to describe a situation where things turn out to be more challenging than they first appear. Like, for instance, watching the sequel to Jaws, Jaws the Revenge. It's typically much more challenging than it may initially appear because it's crap. But if you haven't seen it, the plot is essentially that Jaws is super angry at the Brody family for killing all his buddies in Jaws 1, 2, and 3. So he decides to hunt down the Brody family one by one. Of course, the easy solution for the Brody family is move to Nebraska because, well, sharks can't get there. But no, they all conveniently have jobs that take place on the ocean. Now, what's interesting is that in the original ending, Ellen Brody rams the shark with a boat, mortally wounding it, and everyone jumps off to avoid sinking and scene. But American audiences hated this ending. So the ending was changed to an extended scene where the shark literally leaps out of the water while roaring like a lion, because apparently that's what sharks do, and then gets stabbed by the front of the boat, followed by, inexplicably, you guessed it, exploding. Cool. In fact, this movie was so bad that Jaws the Shark himself was actually nominated for Worst Actor in the 8th Annual Raspberry Awards, but ended up losing to, of all people, Bill Cosby. Go figure. The point is, sometimes being prepared, like bringing a bigger boat or moving to Nebraska when a shark is chasing you, can help avoid some serious issues in the future, just like mitigating risk when involved in IP transactions.